Rainbow here. How you doing? And welcome to my channel. I'm a bit tired from Daytona Beach. I didn't do bike week, but I just did the Moto America and the Daytona 200. I got to do 3 laps around at the end, actually right at sunset. So that was kind of really fun. And there'll be a video about that. But I want to discuss the issue that I'm having, or actually the issues that I'm having with the Ducati Multistrada V4S and what Ducati is going to be doing about it. So with me being honest and documenting these things, obviously I garnered the attention of Ducati at a few points along the way, and I've ended up developing a communication line directly with Ducati North America. So what's going to happen with these issues with my bike, with maybe the stalling, with the fact that it occasionally just won't start, is that I'm going to be taking the bike into the dealer and giving it to their service department to look at. But this time what's going to happen is, when I do that, I am to notify one of the technical representatives whose job is to help these dealerships fix problems like this, and he's going to kind of take command and control of the situation and lend them a lot of support to try to diagnose and see what the problem is with this Ducati Multistrada. Now, what I already found out, and they should have actually arrived already this week, is that Ducati already had sent some parts to the dealer specifically for my bike. And not just my bike, but I found out that they sent some of these same things to some other dealerships for some other people. So I don't know what that's all about. I don't know what parts they are. But in addition to that, we're going to have some more intensive guidance from Ducati North America, from their technical department, with the dealer to try to pinpoint some of these issues. Because this Ducati Multistrada V4S that I bought, it really is a great bike, but bikes are only great when they start, and they're only great when they don't stall. And we can't expect perfection, but honestly, if my car doesn't start, it's usually because I have a bad battery. I've never really had an issue with a car just stopping and stalling, or just not starting, unless it was older, a little worn out, simple things. Battery went bad, the starter went bad. Going back years ago, issues with the carburetor and so on and so forth. But those days really seem to be over. And on a bike like mine that's just a little over 1 year old and has 18,000+ miles on it, a lot of these problems shouldn't be happening. Now, I've been very proactive with my maintenance. I change the oil more often than is recommended. I just had Ducati change my air filter. I have a clutch pack coming in because my clutches, they're telling me it's starting to show some signs of wear with between second and third gear, although I'm not feeling it. So we'll see. Obviously, it wasn't an accident. You guys are aware of that. I'll put a link about that in the description, or actually I'll just put the link up here as a card, whichever way this is facing, back there, up there. And I have tires changed. I keep up on the bike. I'm always adjusting the tire pressure to be specifically what I like them, and adjusting the chain, checking the oil levels, checking the levels of all my brake fluid, the hydraulic clutch, and I just want to keep up on things. So the difference this time, when I dropped this bike off, and I don't really like dropping my bike off, especially when it's kind of working right now, is that there's going to be a really heavy push from Ducati North America, and they are taking the bull by the horn. So I have to say that Ducati North America is being very proactive with my bike. They are offering a lot of assistance. Even when I broke down and I called them up, and over the weekend when it wouldn't start, They even offered to, like, here, send me some of your receipts, we'll reimburse you for some things. And that, to me, in today's age, it kind of is going above and beyond, and I really appreciate that support from Ducati, because it is a great bike. But I think because it's the first year that it came out, they're just going to need some time to iron out some of those issues. And I'm going to kind of guess that maybe some of these issues may be related to the emissions compliance. A lot of people have talked about the charcoal canister, the evaporator canister. I can agree with a lot of that stuff. I think we put so many restrictions and so many sensors on a bike now for emissions that now they may not be as reliable as they once were. But the bottom line here is that I am getting a lot of support from Ducati, and now rather than just taking it to a dealer, where they can't find a problem, they have to justify the amount of time that they spend on a warranty claim. Now this time, Ducati themselves, Ducati North America, is going to be standing behind this and being proactive with this. So I just want to let you know that I may complain a lot, rightfully so, because these things should not be happening with a bike under warranty. And when it happens and I take it to a dealer and they can't repeat the problem, I understand that. But what I will tell you is, as a former avionicsman who used to work on aircraft, and my thing is troubleshooting. I don't know anything about these motorcycles. I don't have access to wiring diagrams. I don't have access to the computer systems. But I know what it's like when a pilot would come back and say, hey, I have this problem, and you couldn't duplicate it. Then you feel bad, and then they come back again, and then you really have to start digging. But sometimes that's what it takes. Sometimes it takes stripping down into the system that's the problem, and removing and ohming out those devices, looking at it with a Simpson 260 so you get a nice analog sweep to see if that potentiometer is actually working great, or does it have a bad spot in it, and you can't troubleshoot it when it's either in the on or off. But when it's in between the on or off, or like a potentiometer or a rheostat where there's a resistance change, checking those things, looking at relays and checking those relays and checking components versus just replacing things. What I don't like in any industry are people who I call part swappers. It's easy to just keep swapping parts until something's fixed, and then you don't know what the hell fixed it because you've changed so many parts. I'd rather diagnose something. So one thing, I might suck at a lot of things in life, but truth be told, I am honestly gifted in troubleshooting problems, especially when I'm educated and I know and understand the systems. It's very intuitive for me to try to figure these things out, and to me a lot of it's common sense. But not everyone has their strong points. There are people who are very good at things that are very mechanical, and gears and sprockets and motors, as far as rebuilding them. That may not be, I've done that, but it's not my strong point. But on the electrical and electronics, that's where I'm strong. So this is why I'm hoping this time that they take the time to actually take things apart and look at them and isolate switches from the circuitry and test them out and see how they are. Is there a glitch in the system? Is there a problem with the sensor on the camshaft? All of these things really need to be looked at, and not just looking on a computer or saying, well, hey, it starts. I'm not dissing my dealership, and I'm certainly not going to diss the service department at the dealership, because again, they have to justify how much time they spend if they can't diagnose or find a problem, or if the problem won't repeat. They have a lot of other people to get to and take care of. But this time it's going to be a little bit different, because we're going to have some oversight and obviously some authorization from Ducati. So I just want to let everyone know that Ducati is standing behind their product. They're going to give full attention to see if they can figure this out, because they also know that in addition to keeping their customers happy, they may discover a problem that's a little more widespread. And from some of the comments that I've had in the comments below, on not below here, but on a lot of the videos that I've put together, I'm hearing some very similar stories, and people saying had to happen to me on another bike. You know, Ducati seems to have some consistency with some of these issues, and I think when they hear enough of this, or if they take the time to read these, this is all going to kind of bring it all together. So anyway, this is an update. I hope you like this kind of video. I have a ton of editing to do, and I'm going to get started on that. So please like and subscribe if you're still here listening to this. Many of you have probably checked out already within the first 2 minutes. This is Rainbow. Thank you, and have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.